Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So welcome to all of you, the esteemed speakers at our webinar sessions. Today is day two, and we are coming up with the brand new topic, which is Tech-Infused Healing, navigating data-driven healthcare innovation for cure. So today's topic will be more driven on the healthcare innovations with the help with the leaders of healthcare tech industry with us. So we will start with the formal information and introduction about our esteemed speakers today. So our first esteemed speaker is Mr. Keyur Patel. Keyur Patel is a distinguished lead solution architect with over 12 years of consulting experience in data engineering and artificial intelligence. Keyur led up critical projects for renowned organizations and Fortune 500 companies. He also demonstrated innovative leadership and innovation. Keyur did his master's in biomedical engineering, where which underlines a proficiency in integrating technical skills with healthcare insights. We are very happy to welcome such eminent personality like Keyur as a speaker for today's session. Welcome, Keyur Patel, to the webinar.
Yeah, thank you for the introduction and nice to see you all. Uh, yeah, and
Thank you, Keyur.
great pleasure to have you
So,
here.
likewise.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
our next speaker is Mr. Shantanu Indra. Shantanu is a leader in unification strategy and operations. He excels at delivering transformative data solutions for science and financial system corporations. Currently, as a head of customer engineering, Americas and Europe at Reltio INC, his customer-centric approach drives the success across the diverse markets. We are very glad to have a data leader with us for today's webinar session. Welcome, Shantanu, to the session.
Thank you so much for the introduction.
So next is Mr. Saravanan Karuppiah. Saravanan
Yeah,
has more than 2 decades of experience in architecture and development of embedded software solutions. These solutions are specifically for medical devices and regulatory standards for medical devices. He has been instrumental in design and development of a numeric number of cardiac, pharmaceutical, surgical, and diagnostic products and also tools. Saravanan is a senior lead medical software engineer for medical devices, subsystems designs, and manufacturing, and his additional expertise in the automotive software domain is add on to his profile. We are very glad to have Saravanan as our expert panel session speaker for the today's webinar. Welcome, Saravanan, to the webinar.
yeah. Thanks for the introduction, and I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to give my insights.
We are happy to have you, sir. And the
Yeah,
last but not the least, we have Mr. Robin Verma as our next speaker. And Robin is a technology leader in the industry from last 20 years. And he has been working on delivering a data engineering analytics programs in the organization. He has witnessed the changing trends in technology, and he's very well versed with the new era and emerging technologies. He's currently working with Wells Fargo's India as a VP of Data Engineering Manager. We have a esteemed technical leadership member over here with us. Very glad to have you, Robin, as the panel session speaker. Welcome to this webinar.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Likewise.
Likewise. So we can start the discussion today. And my first question will be to Mr. Keyur Patel. So, Keyur, we will begin with how do you see a data-driven healthcare innovations transforming patient care and treatment outcomes currently? Over to you, Keyur. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so thanks for the opportunity to discuss about this data-driven related healthcare innovation. So yeah, let's start discussion on this topic. So if we say that this for this question, the answer lies in the power of data to demystify unknowns through the collection, transformation, and analysis and application of healthcare data. We're not just reacting to disease, but we are predicting them and understanding the disease at molecular level and tailoring the intervention to the individual need to the each patient. So imagine a world where chronic diseases are managed more effectively because we can predict flares up because they happen, or where treatment plans are so personalized that they consider the patient's genetic makeup, lifestyle, and even their environment. So this is not a distant future; it's happening now. And thank you for uh, and thanks to integration of big data analytics, artificial intelligence, internet of things, and machine learning in healthcare. So all this advanced technology, it's like a cloud based technology, and using those different services from the different vendors, we can integrate all required technology and bring innovation together, which can like change the healthcare. So yeah, that is like what I'm believing right now. So cloud technology can play a big role in this healthcare related innovations.
Thank you so much, Keyur, for your helpful insights on this topic. So my next question will be to Mr. Shantanu Indra. So Shantanu, what are the key challenges and opportunities in implementing a tech-infused healing solutions within our healthcare system?
Right. Thank you. So when we talk about the key challenges and operations in terms of the opportunity in life sciences and tech-infused healing solutions, there are multiple aspects to look at things, right? So I'll be driving more from a data unification perspective, right? How data can solve problems, right? Help us identify and help us make sure that we are also maintaining standards, right? So for healthcare specifically, this depends upon the variety of data that happens or comes through depending upon the geographical location. So given the opportunity that I had in the last few years, right, most probably around the last 8 to 10 years, while I am in the US, and for different projects that I've worked with the government of India, right, it helps me understand both the opportunities and the gaps, right? So a few of the challenges that comes to my mind, which are very critical, are the quality of the data quality which gets collected at the patient level, right? When a doctor sees a patient, right? Digitizing them, right? Making sure that this is electronic health information that gets recorded so that data becomes available at the very first place from places where data is always manual at this point. Secondly, in terms of the research and clinical trials perspective, there are varieties of data that goes into the picture, right? One from the clinical trials, as in what drug is being used, the chemical composition of the drugs, how these chemical components react in certain weather conditions, depending upon the humidity, depending upon the temperatures, right? Depending upon the seasonal flus, seasonal cedars available, and so on and so forth. So multiple organizations, both government, non-profit as well as for-profit organizations, collect these sort of data, right? So it is important for us to start standardizing these, making sure, like from a research perspective, these data gets collected, gets unified, gets cleaned, and places like I mentioned that currently there are no electronic way of collecting data, those get started. So when we are starting to collect data and improve the quality and the fragmentation of data, the another challenge that comes to my mind is the legacy infrastructure in place that is unable to handle the volume of data for say 140 crore population in India, right? A good example of that has in so much data, right? We have different life insurance or medical insurance companies. How are they handling the data? Do they have access to private or personal medical records. How are they processing? What happens wherein one consumer moves to, say, another medical provider? How is that data operability taking place right now? Right. So these are the different opportunities and challenges that we have in order to fix those. Now, talking about how this is done in standardized systems is once it is standardized, it enables governments, it enables private players, it enables patients to make sure their data is well stored, right? Privacy controlled. There are regulations around it. Currently, the Indian government, as well as the government in the US, both at the state level as well as at the federal or the national level, have laws in place, data regulation laws in place. So once we start building out these standardized platforms, right, which currently the government of India is already building, right, this helps us to protect our data. So patients have access to their own data. Parents for children have access to data of newborn babies until they grow and age out as adults, right? So all this data right now is unavailable or close to very much minimalistically available. So these opportunities also helps us to understand when there are like situations or say hereditary diseases like heart attacks, right? Diseases related to the heart, like cancer, right, which are hereditary in nature, both for males and females after certain ages. These can be predicted, right? It can be handled preemptively. So these are the opportunities that we have currently to ensure that the key challenges can be solved with the opportunities that we have in hand for tech-infused healing solutions within our healthcare systems. It just needs investments and investments in the right areas. Hope that was helpful.
Eventually, that is helpful, Shantanu. It was really great insights on that particular area. So our next question will go to Mr. Sarvanan. So,
Yeah,
Sarvanan, my question to you is: how can data analytics and artificial intelligence improve a diagnostic accuracy and a treatment effectiveness in the healthcare system?
yeah. Actually, the data analytics and artificial intelligence, they have a high potential for improving the diagnostic accuracy and treatment effectiveness. A lot of areas are there. I will try to explain with some three examples where the diagnostic accuracy can be improved. So I will take medical imaging analysis. Okay, the AI can significantly improve medical imaging in analysis by quickly and accurately determining anomalies in the MRI scans, X-rays, and CT scans. So basically, even the radiologists, like when they do, like they can miss something, but the systems, like since it is trained, they will not miss any anomalies. Okay, so the manual method, it will take more time, whereas if you have this AI system, it can be very quick. Okay, the AI system widely like avoids the human errors, and which improves the diagnostic accuracy and patient outcome. Next, I will take the example of a ECG analysis. Okay, for example, if we have a ECG patch and we apply it to the patient, okay, and if we monitor the ECG patch for 2 or 3 days, the data from the ECG patch is transferred to the mobile and then to the AI system. Okay, but during this time, the patient can do his normal day-to-day activities. So we are trying to analyze with a real life scenario. Okay, the after this data collection for 2 or 3 days, the AI system can analyze the ECG signal data patterns, and it can detect any abnormalities. Okay, so without this, like the human involvement and the human method of analysis will be very difficult. Okay, and the third one for improving the diagnostic accuracy, I will take the example of a pre-diabetes. And now we have a lot of CGM sensors, which are like nothing but continuous glucose monitors, that it can be like you can put it on the skin, like it will stick to the skin, and you can monitor your glucose data for 2 or 3 days or even for a week, and get them transferred to the mobile and then to the AI system. Similar to EGC analysis, like your CGM data can be analyzed by the AI system, and it can predict the outcome, like whether the patient uh, whether the person will move from the pre-diabetic to the diabetic. What is the scenario? How likelihood it can happen? So these are the ways the diagnostic accuracy can be improved. In case of treatment effectiveness, again, like it can be used in a lot of context. Okay, for example, in chemotherapy treatment. Okay, so it can the system can, based on the person's anatomy, like it can identify the chemotherapy intensity, area of focus, and the duration, variation, level of the intensity, and the interval between the treatment plans. Okay, so all these things will aid in attacking the cancer cells and also trying to maximize the prevention of destroying the healthy cells. Okay, it kinds of helps in balancing. And also for in case of ECG, like as we monitor the ECG data, right, the system can find out like at what time the ECG data is not proper and what are the activities which contributes to the ECG data becoming abnormal. So system can advise, it can give a treatment plan to stating what are the contributing factors where the your ECG signal becomes like abnormal for those activities. Okay, and also in case of pre-diabetics, based on the patient's anatomy and also his interest, and the system can determine like what kind of activity, like whether the walking or a cycling or any high intense exercise, what kind of activity will help in the patient from proceeding from pre-diabetic to a diabetic stage. And with this AI system, like since you can collect data from a lot of population, right? It can analyze the data for the wider population, and also it can try to predict whether any disease, new disease will become prevalent. So it can help in that. And also the other area which can be several tasks of these things can be automated. Okay, so these things, when the AI systems take up these things, like the doctor can become free and he can concentrate on other patients who needs more focus. Okay, um, and these are the some of the things like uh, the the data analytics and AI can help improve the diagnostic accuracy and treatment effectiveness.
Thank you so much, Saravanan. That was really helpful suggestions and insights for the healthcare and personal health issues. So, my next question will be to Mr. Robin Verma. So, Robin, could you please start us telling your experience in the data engineering space within the banking industry and some of the robust data solutions you have created as you are directly dealing with the data regularly?
Sure, definitely. Uh, for about me, I have spent almost past 2 decades working in data engineering within the banking industry, where my focus has been on designing and implementing and managing data solutions to address various challenges such as risk management, fraud detection, regulatory compliances, and customer analytics. So some of the robust data solutions I have created, uh, nonetheless to say, is including real-time transaction monitoring systems, customer segmentation models, and data warehouses for generating regulatory compliance reportings for federals. And the last but not least, the customer analytics for the better customer experience and giving the best customer journey for the end customers. That is what in a nutshell.
Yeah, that was short but insightful experience you have shared, Robin. Thank you so much. So we are going back to Mr. Keyur Patel. Keyur, my next question to you would be: how do you envision the role of wearable devices and remote monitoring technology in enhancing patient engagement and proactive healthcare management system?
Yeah, sure. So, like, if we move on that wearable device and remote monitoring technology, so that potential to enhance patient engagement and proactive healthcare management is immense. Like wearable devices go beyond like tracking steps and heart rate. Then they can also monitor the sleep pattern, blood glucose level, and also even detect the irregular heartbeats, as Santanu, uh, as Saravanan mentioned, like through that ECG and continuous monitoring of that real-time data monitoring. So this constant stream of data in real-time tracking empower the patient to take control of their health, and often and mostly at any places, like at from their home or from their work or any like outside. And furthermore, like remote monitoring technology is a boon for the healthcare provider as well, so which offer a window into their patient healthcare status outside the clinical settings. So provider can also keep monitoring their patient and provide the care when need or intervene when it's required. And this is not only enhance patient engagement but also enable the proactive management of the health condition, and potassium, and all it can also like reduce that hospital readmission and emergency visit and also clinical visit. So like future of healthcare is one where patient and provider are partner in care and connected by technology. So uh, so this wearable device can play like a very significant role to collect the data in like real time, store the data, and like also this and as we know, like the data is that power of means data is that like main requirement for any system. If it's like machine learning or artificial intelligence means model training, then this data can provide, and those model can be trained, and then it, like make that and automation can be done, so which can like make data management easier, and and also eventually it can helpful for both the patient and provider. So that is I'm thinking and that is my like insight for how wearable device can help for remote monitoring.
Just a moment, Harshal. Can you please arrange your screen properly?
Yeah, I think Harsh talking on mute.
Harshal, just
Sorry.
Yeah.
Am I okay, Mr. Ajay?
no, no, no.
So I'll go with the my cam off and I'll just ask a question. So my next question to Mr. Shantanu. So Shantanu, what strategies can healthcare professionals stay up? Sorry, what strategies can healthcare providers employ to ensure data security and privacy while leveraging technology for patient care?
Thank you for the question, right? So from the question itself, there are two aspects to this part, right? One is the healthcare providers. So in terms of healthcare providers, let's think about the hospitals, the scanning centers, right? You also have insurance players, medical insurance, life insurance. These are all healthcare providers who are contributing towards driving the system. Secondly, when it comes to patient care, we are primarily talking about patient data, medical history, life sciences history, some testing, clinical trends, and so on. So, how do we merge these two fields together in terms of data, and how do we manage the data security and privacy? So, deep diving into this topic, it's very crucial in terms of managing data to master the data, right? So for as foundation, establishing a robust data governance in terms of using a master data management systems for both patient data as well as for healthcare provider data is crucial for setting up the foundation for these systems. Currently, these systems exist, but it exist in silos. Say, for example, we have the Life Corporation of India, which is the LIC, as we call it, right? They provide insurance, they provide medical insurance, they have access to certain healthcare data for their patients who have submitted claims. But what happens if the patient comes in at say age 30? Where is the data before they signed up with LIC? What happens if they move out of LIC? There are claims which patients do not file with the customer, with the life insurance providers right now, thinking my deductible is more than the cost. How do I go about it? So in all this process, every organization here currently like treats data in siloed way. We are not looking at the whole picture. So establishing a master data management system is crucial, wherein every data from a patient interaction point to hospitals to life insurance and medical insurance gets collected. And we make this usage interoperable between services, between patient, and make the onus on the patient to share this data based upon the consent. So this comes to the second topic here, as in who owns the data. So clearly, since this is a sensitive information or a private information or PII, personal identifiable information, as we call it technically, right? The rights are reserved basically with the patient and the service provider, the doctor in this case, who will be able to use this data to get more insights, better value for the patient, number one, or better value for the science, which needs to improve in terms of research and development in the field of, say, medicines or say in the field of research. The COVID-19 that happened in March 2020 is a very good example wherein data across countries were collected, made available to institutions who are primarily working on the vaccine. We had in India, in Pune itself, Poonawalla Industries, who was able to use and supply vaccines to more than 16 countries. In the US, we had Pfizer, who was able to procure this data, build out the vaccines on similar lines, share this information globally, and also made it available to 30 odd countries, right? So this is a clear example how in the short term, right, as the world was hit by a vaccine, right, we were able to get past it by sharing data. So this forms a very good scenario that healthcare providers and patient data can be used for technological advancements and delivery of life sciences.
Harshal, you are in a mute again.
I'm so sorry. Just to ensure the no disturbance. So yeah, thank you so much, Shantanu. Thank you so much for the insights. That was helpful, and it's actually give people like us the idea how exactly the data in healthcare industry works. So our next question will be to Mr. Sarvanan. So Sarvanan, I'll come back to you with the question: how can healthcare organizations foster a culture of innovation and collaboration to drive adoption of tech-infused healing solutions?
Yeah, the healthcare can organization can foster a culture of innovation and collaboration to drive the adaptation of tech-infused healing solutions. And I thought about it, and like there are like I will explain this with 4 points. Okay, the first point is many leading health organizations like Johnson and Johnson, Medtronic, GE Healthcare, and Philips, like they develop medical devices like blood glucose meter, insulin pumps, and they have huge knowledge in engineering and clinical parameter analysis, and they also have a established relationship with doctors. Okay, but data analytics and AI are somewhat new to them. Okay, these medical device original equipment manufacturers, they need, apart from collaborating with the doctors, like they need to collaborate with companies, form joint ventures, tie-ups with companies who have data analytics and AI skill set. This is point number one. And the second point is like basically like companies need to allocate budget, time, and resource and encourage their employees to take up innovative roles in identifying tech-infused healing solutions. Okay, failure and risk, they should be acceptable. And the third point which can help is like before proposing any new idea or change, um, the innovators has to need to talk with the patients, physician, and understand their needs and pain points. Okay, by engaging with the patient and physician in conversation surveys or through focus group discussion, the innovators can gain insight into their perspectives and expectation and tailor their innovation strategy accordingly. Okay, and the fourth point is it's not only no, it's not enough to talk with them at the beginning. Okay, the patient and physician, they should be involved in the complete process from start till finish, as they are more likely to support and adapt innovation if they are involved in the process from the start. Okay, rather than presenting a final product, invite them to co-create and co-design the solution with them. And during this process, the innovators has to need to get their feedback, suggestion, and input at every stage, and they need to incorporate their suggestions into the design and implementation. This way, we can ensure that the innovation meets their needs, preference, and standards, and they feel valued and respected as partners. These are the 4 points which I wanted to provide. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Saravanan. Thanks for your views. And Harshal, can I ask to next question to Robin, if you give me the permission?
Yes, yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. So, Robin, my next question to you. So, given your extensive experience in a data engineering, how do you see the advancement in a healthcare industry related to data engineering, particularly in the areas such as AI and cloud engineering?
Yeah. Very valid question from the technology standpoint. So the advancements in healthcare industry is very closely parallel to those in banking when it comes to data engineering. So just like in banking, healthcare organizations are dealing with vast amounts of data that needs to be collected, stored, and analyzed securely and efficiently. So data engineering plays a crucial role in integrating healthcare data from various sources, such as you can think about like electronic health records, medical imaging systems, wearable devices, and genomic database, and many more, maybe, right? So the background of data engineering technology, which is through extract, transform, and the load, which is the ETL process, we call it in the data engineering, and through the data integration techniques, data engineers harmonize and standardize these heterogeneous data sets, enabling comprehensive analysis and insights generation. So coming to the AI and cloud, so AI and cloud engineering play crucial roles in enhancing healthcare delivery, improving patient outcomes, and optimizing resource utilization. For instance, here, let's think about like AI-powered predictive analytics can help healthcare providers identify high-risk patients and personalize their treatment plans, while cloud-based solutions enable scalable and cost-effective storage and processing of healthcare data. So by leveraging cloud-based data storage and processing platforms, data engineers can scale infrastructure resources as needed, ensuring efficient management and analysis of large volumes of healthcare data. So I think this is the whole ecosystem of data engineering plus AI and cloud, which can give the fruitful results in the advancement of the healthcare industry, where it will be helpful for getting the insights out of it and making a better treatment plan and many more. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Robin. So we are going again back to Mr. Saravanan. My next question to you will be, what are the primary challenges your institution or your organization faced in adopting a data-driven healthcare innovations for implementing and also adopting into your day-to-day challenges?
Yeah, basically, if you think about data-driven healthcare innovations, right? So all these innovation, they need a huge computing resource like computer power, memory requirement in terms of permanent flash memory, volatile memory, RAM to store data, analyze them, and run through the AI algorithm. Okay, you need servers, power, and internet connection. Okay, but if you look at the source of the data, right? Many of the health data from patients come from small sensors like continuous glucose monitoring patches, EGG patches. Okay, and these patches are very small. Okay, they have a lot of constraints like memory constraint is there, power constraint is there, battery life constraint is there, even like the adhesive, it has a constraint. Okay, they so normally like these patches are like they you need to transfer the data to the mobile AI system regularly to do the useful data driven analysis. Okay, if technology develops such a way, consider like if you saw small patch becomes more comfortable where stick better without any loss of sensing signals, and it can handle data driven analysis by itself. Okay, instead of transferring to the mobile or to the cloud. Okay, and if the battery consider instead of right now the patches like they last for like the battery life comes for 2 days or even a week. So if the battery technology becomes a superior and it can last for a few weeks. Okay, and the patch itself becomes a complete solution and it can analyze the data and alert the patient when he is doing a normal day-to-day activities. Okay, then it will be a game changer, as no connection to mobile AI system will be required. No, you don't have to you don't need to transfer data to a separate system. Okay, for these to happen, like the current memory technology, microcontroller power technology, the adhesive technology, and the battery power technology, they all need to improve a lot. Okay, that's the main drawback with these patches. With these, the people can feel comfortable doing day-to-day activities like cycling, swimming, etc. When you have patches with these capabilities. Okay, so these are the challenges, and these are the things which we need to improve if we can make a very positive contribution regarding health.
Yeah, sure. But I guess along with the challenges, I guess it will be a efficient solution if implemented all over, right?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you. There was a loss in connection. Can you repeat it?
I was saying along with the challenges, if it is implemented efficiently, then it will efficiently improve the healthcare system and their products, right?
Yeah, certainly. Like you don't need a mobile, you don't need a internet connection. So all is you need is a patch, and you can go wherever without worrying about data connection. Okay, so because the system is there and it will be able to alert the patient.
Yeah, understood. That was helpful. So my next question to Mr. Robin again. So Robin, could you share some examples of how data engineering principles and AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning technologies can be applied in healthcare to address the specific challenges or root challenges and drive innovations?
Certainly. Yeah. So data engineering principles, so combined with AI technologies, can address numerous challenges in healthcare, such as optimizing clinical workflows, improving diagnostics accuracy, and enhancing patient engagement. So, for example, machine learning algorithms can analyze medical imaging data to detect early signs of diseases such as cancer, or identify patterns in patients' data to predict adverse health events, right? So additionally, data engineering techniques can enable secure and interoperable exchange of healthcare data among different stakeholders, facilitating collaboration and innovation in the healthcare delivery. So machine learning models will become more sophisticated in handling diverse healthcare data types, from images and genomics to clinical notes and patient records. So I see there are a lot of advancements are happening through this AI and ML techniques. So though machine learning is a sub umbrella under the main umbrella of AI, AI is a artificial intelligence. They have a lot of in inter sub buckets, like within AI. You have machine learning, deep learning, and so many other learnings, right? Which have a lot of different uh, algorithms and models, which we are implementing in today's world and by the use of technologies, we are actually building the right set of products which will be helpful for the human mankind.
Yes,
Thank you.
certainly. And Robin, will that be that those models, data-driven models, will be helpful for uh, controlling or detecting serious illness issues like cancers or any other things in coming future?
Definitely, yeah. Any all these machine learning models, right? Because see, data is a you probably we all have heard the term data is a new oil, data is a new diamond, right? So no AI or ML is gonna work in the industry if your data is not clean. Data don't have a quality. There's no data
Yes,
governance, right?
yes,
So because if data is not real, how going to expect the right results out of that? So the decision making will be totally toss, right? So
yeah.
for that's why the data quality is the first thing, the first barrier which you have to cross, and then anybody should be thinking about AI and ML after that.
Yes, understood. So, data collecting, the root source of data should be clean so that we can
Yeah.
predict the exact models.
Yeah,
Right.
there should be data integrity, there should be data quality, data governance, and then yeah, definitely on top of that, you go and go and play with the data, come up, use different machine learning models, do a trial and test, and come up with some product which should be helpful.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We will be hopeful to implement those soon. So, thank you so much, Robin. So, Keyur, my next question will be to you. Like, how can healthcare professionals stay updated with the latest advancement in the technology and data science to deliver high quality care to end customers or end patients? Sorry, Keyur, I guess you are on mute.
Okay, sir. Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
certain.
sure.
Please go
Sorry
on.
about that. Yeah. So, yeah, for this question, I can say that the answer is education. Means education is the key for this. So, in the rapidly evolving landscape of healthcare, staying top of the technological and data science advancement is imperative for healthcare professionals seeking to deliver high quality care. This continuous learning process involve leveraging variety of resources and strategies to assimilate the latest development effectively. So, firstly, engaging with professional network and communities, both online and in person, can serve a valuable source of new knowledge and perspective. Platforms such as LinkedIn, specialized forum, professional association offers opportunity for healthcare professionals to share insight, discuss challenges, and explore innovative solution in technology and data science. Secondly, attending conferences, workshops, and webinars specifically focus on healthcare technology and data science, like this Tech-Infused Healing conference, and this gathering not only present the latest finding and trend but also provide the platform uh, for direct interaction with thought leaders, innovators, and peers from around the globe. Furthermore, dedicating time to continuous education through online courses, certification, and reading peer review journal can deepen one's understanding of specific area within healthcare technology and data science. So many reputable institution and platform offers specialized program designed to enhance skill and knowledge in these rapidly changing fields. And lastly, implementing and experimenting with new technology and data-driven approaches in clinical practice encourage hands-on learning and provides insight into their practical applications and benefit in real-world setting. So the culture of innovations and continuous improvement, healthcare professional can stay at the forefront of technological and advancement, thereby enhancing patient care and outcomes. So yeah, that is my thoughts as at how we can spread like new technology and data driven approaches for healthcare challenges.
So, Keyur, maybe like this is my just a follow-up question. Maybe the policymakers or the organizations or the institutes which train clinical research students or trainees or researchers. They should have data driven techniques so that students or the researchers will know the basics of data so that they can going forward in their career implement what you guys are now discussing. So will that be a game changer in future?
Yeah, absolutely. Means like many of that vendor today provide like their trial courses or trial software use, and those can help to learn those new technologies be, and using the technologies like innovators or researchers and student and professional can build their solution. And also like there are many challenges like today's technology also provide inbuilt solution, like let's say for example in that healthcare insurance industry, many vendors like AWS or Microsoft or Google Cloud provide HIPAA implemented that cloud technology. So that HIPAA is that like standard for healthcare insurance, how like healthcare insurance companies manage their patient information. So all those inbuilt technology also can help to manage the data and patient privacy effectively. So all those things also can be learned through different education and like through different peer review discussion and through that conferences. So that can be very helpful for like future professional or future researchers.
Thank you so much, Keyur. With reference to this topic only, we will go ahead and speak to Mr. Shantanu. Shantanu, what will be the steps can, as I said, policymakers take to support the integration of data-driven healthcare innovations into the mainstream clinical practice? That's a major part where you can address.
Sure, thank you. And I believe for this question, right, if we just think about what Keyur, Saravanan, and Robin just mentioned, right, this would stitch everything together, right? So if you think from a policymaker perspective, right, policymakers need a framework in place, right? Framework like mandating interoperability of the data from a government perspective, as in making players aware of, hey, we can start using data from one another, right? Make it available and setting data standards, because the only way that one can start using interoperable data and platforms will be when data and the data quality is standardized. So there should be government norms, right, especially in terms of data standardization, and that should come from open standards that are already in place. We have few which are standardized called as HL7, FHIR, CDISC, right, which helps companies, organizations standardize these data. Once data is standardized, there can be open standards set up in terms of what are the requirements to make this data interoperable amongst like the healthcare providers, right, patient data, and so on. And Keyur mentioned about HIPAA, right? HIPAA is a law or regulation that governs all of this, right? So only when we have the standard in place, we can start governing, right? So in terms of the governing, right, education comes into the picture, right? How are we educating, right, say students, kids about their data? If you think about a simple example, right, let's assume a packet of cigarettes. It mentions cigarette smoking is injurious to health, but eventually, right, only when somebody goes out and buys that packet is able to read it. What about in schools we start educating, right? This is a simple example wherein there is no data around it, right? We always see advertisements around it. Pretty famous one is Mukesh that we can all understand, right? But the challenge here is there's no data to support, right? Kids do not learn from a younger age, so only when we see those we are able to. So education becomes at the grassroots levels, right? When we talk about schools, if we think about say villages, even then you see traditional forms of nicotine, right, tobacco being used. Education there is missing as well. So come with education, and only time you can start education would be when there are policies in place. When policies come into the picture, that's when government allocates healthcare benefits as well as healthcare research grants, so that doctors or students who are medical students go ahead and during their time in remote areas are able to educate people around challenges that they face. They are also able to collect data and make those government agencies use start using those data. And lastly, one aspect here is like adoption of data unification, right? As we start building out the foundational data and the laws and government policies of it, there has to be a data governance or data unification process in place, which ensures that the generations to come are able to learn from the data of this current generation, as in how come different nationalities, different food, good example, processed food, unprocessed food, organic food plays an important role in preventing diseases. How about different dairy consumptions from across the regions, the right, help across in resolving dietary complications? Or as of the data statistics, right, 90% of Indians are supposed to be lactose intolerant. But if you think about our childhood, right, it's been probably for the first 10, 12 years, right, everybody is drinking milk twice a day, right? So it's contradictory to how what data states and how our lifestyle are in picture. So education as well as collecting data and making sure, right, all this education is in sync will help us get to a level wherein policymakers are able to take data driven healthcare innovations into picture and make laws and ensure like data healthcare systems are in place.
Uh, I do agree, Shantanu. I see the major part of society miss the basic medical information awareness and education. And what you said, it should be really implemented from the root cause, so that everyone understands the health fitness and the medical industry as well. Thank you so much, Shantanu, for those insights. Now we'll again speak to Mr. Robin. So, Robin, my next question is: what are some key considerations for ensuring the ethical and responsible use of AI-driven data engineering in healthcare innovation system?
Okay, sure. Yeah, so this is going to be a interesting topic in the near future also in many industries where you can see many organizations are, they are moving towards AI, but whether it's a ethical AI or what it is, they are still trying to train their models. So I keep it short, but to uh, to mention it, I feel like ethical considerations are paramount when leveraging AI-driven data engineering in healthcare. So healthcare organizations must prioritize patient privacy, data security, and transparency in their data handling practices. So it is essential to implement robust data governance, which I talked about earlier, data governance frameworks and compliance measures to safeguard patient confidentiality and comply with the regulatory requirements, such as what we have discussed, fellow speakers discussed, like there are certain regulatory requirements like HIPAA, which is nothing but a Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act designed by US. But at the same time, there's another regulatory act, which is GDPR, which is General Data Protection Regulation for the European Union, where you cannot just utilize their medical data for their citizens out of the European Union. So you have to declare it if you are any way with by any means you are utilizing that data for any kind of research outside European Union. You are selling any data for any other XYZ thing. So they're very strict, and if somebody's not gonna follow that one, so there's a hefty fine, regulatory fines for misconducting. Okay, so that is one thing. Furthermore, organizations should address biases and fairness issues inherent in the AI algorithms to ensure equitable healthcare delivery. Because we know that we don't know, there's a lot of developers in the market who are working for many different XYZ organizations, and they are writing the code, the LLMs, the large language models, which work on the existing data, and they are trained on the data. And when I say data, it's like a humongous data. They're trained on it, but whether they are considering the fact that are they getting tested for the bias, the fairness issues, which could be there within the code they're writing. So that is very important aspect out of that, which people have to look into that. And lastly, I would say engaging with the stakeholders, including patients, healthcare providers, and regulatory bodies, is very crucial for fostering trust and accountability in the use of AI-driven data engineering for healthcare innovations. Because trust is the most important thing, and yeah, so that if you are trying to gather the healthcare data from your patients, they should be trusting you to share their data with you, with the bodies like hospitals or medical agencies, right? So if the trust is not there, and they probably had a setback in the past or through some news, they might not be sharing their full medical history. Maybe they are just updating, not giving the full updates, and that may leads to the not a very good innovations in down the line, because when you don't have a clean data, when you don't have a full data out of it from coming out from the patients, then the innovations go down. Maybe it comes with the false innovations, right? So that is very important, I would say. Thank you.
Yeah, yes. So it is the every person's right or every patient's right uh, that should be protected, and that's maybe violated by a number of institutions in general. So yeah, that's helpful, Robin. So Saravanan, we are coming back to you with my last question for you. Uh, in your opinion, what are the main benefits of integrating data-driven technologies uh, into the healthcare practices?
Yeah, there are a lot of benefits for integrating data-driven technologies into into healthcare practices, and I will go through some of them. Okay, the number one is the diagnostic accuracy can be increased. Then the treatment effectiveness can be improved, as the treatment can become customized to the individual. And the other one is like the effectiveness of the treatment can be continuously assessed, and the changes can be done in real time as the data becomes available, which will lead to better clinical outcome and reduced healthcare cost. And it can identify patients at risk for developing specific condition, by which the healthcare providers can intervene early and prevent complications. Uh, the analysis can forecast potential outcomes based on historical data, including patients' medical history and real-time health information, and to modify the treatment plan accordingly. Um, the one another most important thing is large-scale population data can be analyzed to detect trends or outbreaks of infectious disease before they become widespread. Okay, and the administrative task can be automated, and the medical professionals can be free to focus on the patients, and the remote monitoring of patients can be implemented. Okay, so the patient, they don't need to stay in the hospital, they can go home. The patients will be happy, and also like the healthcare cost can come down. And another most important thing is like new health medicines can be analyzed and identified using these data-driven technologies for healthcare sector. And these are the some of the benefits.
Yeah, that will be really helpful for all the patients and certainly for the healthcare institutions as well.
Yes.
Yes. So we are coming back to Mr. Robin Verma, the last question of the session. Mr. Robin, how how we can help how can healthcare organizations leverage emerging technologies such as blockchain to enhance data security, transparency, auditability in that data, and thereby facilitating that compliance in the healthcare system?
Sure. So yeah, so blockchain, I know it's a buzzword. Is from a while. I think from the time the crypto industry came into the market, I think blockchain and everything was pretty got popular. But linking it to the banking or healthcare industry, yeah, there are a couple of use cases or benefits, I would say, where the healthcare organizations can leverage emerging technologies like blockchain to enhance, most likely, I would say, the data security, transparency, and auditability while facilitating compliance in the healthcare, because compliance is also very important when we are anytime going to try any new technology. So I just like go the point by point, like how little bit they can help us, and how we can utilize that technology. So first is data security, which is like, so in the data security, like blockchain offers decentralized and immutable data storage. So that ensures that tamper-proof records. So by storing patient data on the blockchain, organizations can mitigate the risk of authorized access or data breaches. So enhancing the overall data security. So that is the first. I think that the benefit if we try to utilize blockchain in the healthcare. Second is I see is transparency. So blockchain is transparent and distributed ledger allows for real-time tracking of data transactions, where patients and stakeholders can access the data securely, promoting transparency in healthcare processes and fostering trust. Third is auditability. So blockchain provides an auditable trail of data transactions. For example, it will enable organizations to trace the provenance of data securely. So this facilitate compliance with regulatory requirements, like HIPAA, we talk about GDPR, and then providing regulators with transparent and verifiable data records. So overall, I see leveraging blockchain technology enables healthcare organizations to enhance all these three aspects: data security, transparency, and auditability. So that helps in facilitating the compliance with regulatory requirements and improving the patient trust. That's all I can talk right now about blockchain. Thank you.
Yes, so blockchain and other technologies or models can force or at least uh, appeal to the institutions to protect the data and process the data as per the compliance policies and do not misuse it. So that will be really helpful for the whole medical industry or healthcare industry.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you so much, Robin. Thank you so much for that. Was a really good insights on the technological side of healthcare industry. So hereby, I thank you all the speakers. It was really a really great session, interacting with you all and uh, gaining more knowledge on the data or technology driven healthcare industry solutions. So it was a really honor to interact with you and have a chat with you on this trending topic. I will personally thank Mr. Robin Verma, Mr. Saravanan Karuppiah, Mr. Shantanu Indra, and Mr. Keyur Patel for joining this webinar and making it worthy to watch and listen for all the audiences. Thank you so much, guys. And also, we will definitely share your LinkedIn profiles with our video when we promote it on our platforms so that everyone can connect with you for your guidance and your knowledge. And even you people can collaborate with each other and we can come up with a more interesting discussion in future. Thank you so much again.
Thank you very much, guys, and we really appreciate you for inviting us on this session. And thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for providing the opportunity to share my insight and also to collaborate with like-minded speakers, okay, and innovators. Thanks.
Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so
the organizers, as well as my peers in this webinar. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajay and Harshal, for organizing this, and also other peers for sharing their insightful knowledge. So it will be very helpful. Yeah. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, folks. That is all for panel 2 discussion. Today we will come up with a new panel topic next day on the same innovation conference which we are delivering from last 2 days. Thank you so much, all of you, and looking forward to work with you all in the future. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you all.